Hi, my name is Nancy, and I'm a family partner at the Home for Little Wanderers, specifically the Park Street Community Service Agency. Over the course of the 10 years that I've been at the Home for Little Wanderers, I've seen a lot of change and witnessed a lot of the challenges, and have also been able to see the quality of the importance of the work that we do at the Park Street CSA, serving the families that are most under underserved and underrepresented in the city of Boston. We serve them and we support them, and there's just a unique way about the ways that we implement the principles, the 10 principles of wraparound, the first and foremost being family, voice, and choice, the ways in which we support and encourage the families to be their own change agents. And that is what inspired me in thinking of my project and what it is that I am here to share with you today. So, as I said, I've been here for over 10 years, so I've been able to see a lot of turnaround, a lot of turnover in the field, in the job, especially in our agency. We've grown from at times having 25 people on staff to currently we have about less than 15. And so I see that as an opportunity to evaluate and to be continuously evaluating and seeing where we can improve and how we can strengthen our program at the CSA, and therefore strengthening the whole agency as a whole, the Home for Little Wanderers agency as a whole. And so I want to talk about some of the challenges that we have faced, and then I will also talk about some of the opportunities or some of the ideas that we have to help accomplish some of the things that we want. I want to share these ideas, and I think that they will help meet the needs of the CSA again and the program and the agency as a whole. As I have said before, I repeat that because I think it's really important to think that from a smaller perspective, we're impacting the families, we're supporting the families, and then there's larger parts of the agency that our work, the quality of work that we do definitely impacts the agency as a whole. And that's why I stretch the back and forth between the work that we do with the families and how that can improve to support the agency as a whole. What I think are some of the challenges that we're facing are um, is what I'm going to answer with this question. So, what problem is it that I'm trying to solve, right? I realize that there's possibly a lot of, it might be some other programs across the agency because we have about 20 something different programs. Some other programs might be facing them as well. And I look at our program and the fact that we started at 25 and we keep decreasing and decreasing. And I'm wondering if we the time is now to be able to try to revamp some of these things. So I realize like there's a lot of low motivation from staff. There's a lack of clear directives from the program operations or regarding program regulations, and there's definitely a high turnover rate. Yes, people do get promotions or other opportunities, but what is it about the CSA that we're not able to keep people or people are not able to stay? And those are the things that I think about in when I think about this service project and how we can work together collaboratively to support the CSA first and foremost, and again to strengthen the CSA and thereby strengthening the whole agency. What I think in addition to that is that what would this look like in the future? How can this be implemented? There was in the past a meeting of the sorts. It was a meeting that had senior family partners, ICCs, therapeutic mentors, which is the staff that comprises the CSA. And these team members were able to meet together for a series of months and really dissect the challenges and the problems that were noticeable in terms of when one person is working with a family, there's different degrees to understanding and different degrees that were being implemented, when in actuality it should be that, hey, we start with intake assessment and we do implementation and then we do discharge with the families. And what happens is that it should be even keeled throughout the board, and that whether it's this family partner or another family partner in the CSA, we should be working basically from the same toolbook so that our services are being delivered um, around the same strength, and families are not missing out on the overall package that we can offer them. And I think that what happens is when there's not clear directive, which we've seen, which has been one of the challenges. When there's not clear directives, then there's a lot of frustration buildup that happens because it almost seems as if teams are working against each other, and one person is doing it one way and another person is doing it another way. Forms are not uniformed and everything is totally different. So what I'm hoping is that our change agent will be for us to come back and relook at the quality assurance task force project that was brought many months ago. And in doing so, we can reevaluate and reassess our needs. Number one, reassess our goals, or prepare for our future. What is it that we want? How is it that we want the workers to work with the families? How is it that we want support to be given? How is it that we want our tools to be utilized? And we can even solicit staff feedback and information so that they too can be part of the process. I definitely believe that there are opportunities that we can create as a whole. And I say we because we're the agency is very strong in this part where there's always a survey, there's always something going out for feedback. And I believe there's a need for collaboration between the CSA, the Park Street CSA, our program, and also Guest Street, which is where our main programs and management sits, and we can have conversations of what it would look like, what are the tools that we need to implement, and how can we start at a micro level so that we can get at a deeper level. The future that I envision for the CSA is one where the CSA will be able to learn and implement the quality assurance measures aligned below. We will the goals that I've aligned earlier, and the goals is that through gradual implementation, continued training, the program will become stronger, and the morale of the program will become stronger and be strengthened, and also that there will be a unified vision and implementation of the work being done. An additional improvement idea that I've thought as well is that it can be, and there can be an implementation of an informal mentorship program within the CSA so that seasoned staff can be able to have the opportunity to share with the newer staff and provide continual gradual training support as they come along. And the reason that this is identified as a need or as a goal is because sometimes what we realize is that staff turnover happens because people get frustrated, and when staff leave, they not only leave and leave a hole in the heart of the agency and the CSA itself, they leave a hole in the hearts of the training, the information, the knowledge that they knew. So in creating a mentorship program, in addition to that, what we can also do is have a repertoire for us to keep our information. Not that it doesn't exist, but it doesn't exist formally. And it is the hope that this can be created so that information can be kept, a manual created so that and that's what the quality assurance is all about, making sure that we're doing rightly by not only our families but by ourselves. Because if we're working together and we're not sure the direction that we're taking, or we're doing separate, we're working in silos, it's not gonna be successful all the way and work out. And so we can achieve these things by talking through to each other, creating opportunities for skills building, and continually soliciting feedback from one another on an ongoing basis. And definitely the program will benefit from the tools gained and the support from the staff will be supported, and they will stay longer and contribute to the CSA. And by contributing to the CSA, they will help strengthen the Home for Little Wanderers and make it a better place to work at, because the work that we're doing with the families is impactful. And I believe that we need to shift. Well, we need to shift and also do the work within ourselves and make sure that our manuals are providing for us the continual support that we need. And so some of the first steps for this to happen is definitely a revamp and communicating with the senior family partner who was part of the task force, and reaching out to a management team level member so that we can put this on the agenda. Our CEO has been very open and ready to communicate with anyone who reaches out to her. And the hope is that in taking these two first steps to reach out to her and reach out to the senior family partner, we can bring this idea back to life. And then the next couple steps could be soliciting feedback from the current staff at the CSA, because since the last time that the quality assurance team met together, there's been a lot of turnover, and many of the staff that were there in the first place, they're not here anymore. So we definitely want to solicit feedback and get to know what it is that the people want, because we're, it's to help better ourselves. So we want to open the doors of communication and keep them open so that we can talk. And the hope is that we can let this be the beginning of something new. I am hopeful that there can be opportunities to discuss any barriers and to listen to any fears or concerns that may come from either our level staff at the CSA or higher management, and that it can create a dialogue to be able to talk. And the overall hope is that through this implementation, that the CSA will be a place where staff will want to stay, and staff will want to continue staying on, and not just come for a year or two and leave. Well, if they leave, it should not be out of frustration for, things not being in place, or structure not being there. And so it is my hope that we can present this to the senior family partner and hopefully the CEO, because this is a great opportunity to collaborate, to ensure that the vision of the Home for Little Wonders, and this is where it's for the greater good, the vision of the Home for Little Wonders will continue, because if we as staff are supported in a way that allows us to be able to support the families, then the cycle continues and we can continue to do the work that we do. I've enjoyed being in my position, and I feel empowered to be able to walk into homes and to support and to care for families. And I'm only able to do so through the trainings and the support that I've received at the Home for Little Wonders. And I would love to be able to support others at the CSA to feel the same way so that we too can continue. Now, if there are any questions or thoughts on the presentation, please feel free to let me know. Thank you. And it has been a pleasure to be able to present and to share these ideas with you. Thank you.